Alright, so I just started my first playthrough of Dark Souls 2, and at the start I really was not liking it, but over time I've started to enjoy it more and more. However, I did start my playthrough before, well, not before, but as I was recording and editing, not recording, just editing, my ranking the difficulty of the Dark Souls 1 bosses video. So I'm a decent way through the game now. So this footage is a couple days old, and I've been completely just steamrolling through the game. There's only been a couple bosses that I've died to so far. The rest of them have just been ridiculously easy. But the normal enemies are really harder than the bosses. So anyway, we have the first boss that I fought here, the last giant. It was really easy, got him on my first attempt. Didn't really do too much, and I had 2 summons, which I thought were going to be necessary. Turns out they were not. And also one of them is like Havel, but with 2 shields. So he was kind of just tanking all the damage. Don't really have too much to say about this boss, so I'll just talk about the game in general. At the start, there's no bosses for a good hour and a half, but then they just crowd a massive amount of bosses all right next to each other. Like, some of them are only about 20 seconds away, and you're already in another boss fight. As I said earlier, all the bosses have been super easy. There's only been one hard boss, and I don't think I'll put him on YouTube until episode 3, because I fought him pretty late. And, I mean, he wasn't particularly hard, I was just being stupid. Ended up taking the most deaths I've ever taken to a Souls boss in my life to him. You'll see who that is in episode 3 of this series. And it looks like I've almost talked about nothing long enough for this boss fight to finally be over. So now we can get into the next boss fight, which is the only other one that I've struggled with so far, and that is the Pursuer. No idea what I was doing, but I managed to die to him 6 times, and got him on my 7th attempt, and ended up just cheesing him with the Ballista, and with a summon. But I get my revenge on him later on. You'll see that in the next episode. Also now you can see that I've got my weapon of choice for the rest of this run in this clip. I'm using the rapier. Yeah, although it's not as overpowered as I thought it would be, mostly because I can't find any upgrade materials and I'm used to strength. So it feels really weird using a fast weapon that doesn't do much damage. But, I mean, it's alright. It's not the worst weapon ever. Also, just now recording this voiceover, I've just realised that I haven't changed my armour yet. I'm still using whatever this is as my armour. Also in this game, I've stopped using a shield because it hasn't been very good, unlike it was in Dark Souls 1. So I've just been two-handing my rapier. Alright, now I got the next boss. This one took me 4 attempts, mostly because I came into here twice accidentally while trying to get the Ring of Binding way earlier than I should have. But it wasn't particularly hard. I got close to no hitting him this time. I took 2 hits right at the end, I think. Oh no, I took one at the start there. Guess I took 3 hits. But he wasn't particularly hard, I just tried to do it too early at the start. The one death that I took when I came here, when I actually intended on killing him, was just because I got too greedy with trying to heal and then he killed me. So it's just a dumb mistake on my part. So it wasn't really that hard. As you can see, I'm dodging his attacks pretty easily. This is probably the point in the game where I actually started to enjoy it a little bit. Also, coincidentally, the point of the game where I started to just power level ADP. And right now I've got my ADP up to 32, and I don't plan on leveling it anymore, but it's been really good. It's been able to dodge through most of the attacks without any issue since I'm not using a shield. Alright, the next boss that I fought was Ornstein. Had to kill a dragon to get to him, and killed the dragon pretty easily, and I thought it was just going to be another area when I went into here, so I was pretty surprised when Ornstein showed up for whatever reason. I'm also kind of surprised that he's in this game. Does anyone know why he's in this game? Because if you do, it'd be nice if you could just tell me in the comments. I think it's weird that he showed up, especially considering the fact that we killed him in Dark Souls 1, and this is happening, like, as far as I can tell, like 1,000 years after Dark Souls 1, because there was some dialogue, I can't remember by who, said something about the 4 lords, and they're so old I can't even remember who they were anymore. So this is obviously happening way later on. So I'm pretty confused why Ornstein is in this game now. Anyway, this is probably the point of the game where I realised how good life gems were, and that's mostly because of the fact that you get no Estus, and they're good for healing in this fight, especially with hitboxes like that. How did that spear even hit me? And how did that one not hit me? These hitboxes for his spear were very, very strange. Just want to say as well here, I'm going into this game a lot more blind than I was for Dark Souls 1. Only things I knew about this game before going into it was that you have to level ADP to be able to dodge, and that you have to burn a windmill to get rid of some poison. Apart from that, I didn't know anything about this game. Alright, looks like we're getting close to the end of this fight. Alright, there we go. Ornstein's finally dead. Next boss I fought was the Flexile Sentry. Here I summoned Lucatiel, and she literally just walked off the bridge and killed herself right before the boss fight for no reason, and I have no idea why. But thankfully I had Bradley, who is maybe the best summon in the game. I mean, the only other summon that I can think of that's even close to being as good is the Havel guy. But Bradley is so good. He heals you, like when you take damage, and he'll take the aggro pretty well as well, as you can see here. But that healing ability is just so nice. Also, I forgot to mention that I'm playing Scholar of the First Sin, not the original Dark Souls 2. And got the Flexile Sentry on my first attempt, thanks to Bradley here. And after I killed the Flexile Sentry, I accidentally pressed a button and it sailed the ship away to, I don't remember where, the Lost Bastille I think. And there was a chest I wanted to open, but I didn't get to open it because the ship left. Alright, that'll be all for this video.